Even though there's a pretty big chunk of Route 14 that I can't check out right now, that's not gonna stop me from visiting the rest, because, you know, trainers with level 40 Pokemon aren't gonna do a whole lot once I'm level 60 plus. And speaking of not doing a whole lot, I would like to warn you, just to prevent some crushing disappointment on your end later. According to Bulbagarden's Twitter account, reviewers are going to have to put up with a huge embargo that's going to prevent them from posting many kinds of new information, which includes the final forms of the starters. So, if you were looking forward to the reviews of the game to find out some new stuff, well, don't expect too much. And speaking of reviews, be very careful of people who claim to have review copies and post screenshots. There are already a few of them that turned out to be fake. You can easily recognize them because the screenshots seem to be taken with a potato, and it's just way too easy to fake a screenshot in those circumstances. Well, not that I could do it because I have no artistic talent whatsoever, but someone with any kind of skill in Photoshop could just take a shaky cam picture of their 3DS. Yes, a shaky cam picture, not a shaky cam video. That's how bad these pictures tend to be. And then just hop on Photoshop, and there you go! Fake screenshot for the whole world to see. Just post it to your Pokemon fan site of choice, which isn't Bulbagarden or Cerebi, because they never post crap like that. And voila! In 15 minutes, you'll have everyone on the internet talking about your shit, even though it's blatantly fake. But on another subject, something that I would like to tell you because, well, it's pretty minor, but I think you deserve to know since it involves this run, is the fact that my Join Avenue hit level 20 a few days ago. And normally, when your Join Avenue hits level 20, there's supposed to be kind of a party where you get to check out every single one of your shops. However, what none of the major fan sites tell you is that you need to have 8 shops in your Join Avenue, which is the max, in order for that party to take place. I have 7 because I still don't have access to the nursery, which is a post-game thing only. And I know I could open up a new shop and not level it up at all and, you know, use it just to get the party function, but since it's such a minor thing to start with, I'm just going to I'm just going to keep it until the post game when I have a nursery, because even if each passersby gives me a limited quantity of points, I would still very much like to be able to cash in on those points, even though at this point all my shops are between level 6 and 8, so that's not going to do a whole lot, but still. 75 points is a lot better than 0, no matter who you ask, so I'm not going to bother with that before the post game. And something else that I wanted to come back to was the Yancy side quest, because last time we got call number 9, and at call number 10 we're going to be able to give Yancy her X-Transceiver back, meet her in person, exchange numbers, and then the second part of the side quest is going to begin. Now, the way it works is pretty different from the first one. In the first one, you had to step on very specific tiles throughout the world map in order to get a call from Yancy. Well, the way it works from calls 11 onwards is that you have to call Yancy. Unfortunately, you can't just call her from any location in the world. What's going to happen is that, well, there are 15 areas with a Yancy tile in this game, and the game will select one of those 15 areas at random, and you'll be able to call her from anywhere in that area, but only in that area, meaning you gotta keep trying, you gotta fly around all over the place, to try and find which location you can call Yancy from. Yeah, I don't know how it works either, considering it seems like she's always in the vicinity of Nimbasa, whereas, you know, where you can call her from keeps changing, because last time I checked, this isn't how cell phones work at all. So X-transceivers just make me say that technology is in fact not incredible in the Pokemon world. Yeah, sure, this is the universe where you can encapsulate giant creatures in tiny ass balls, but their cell phone technology sucks. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, since the last Yancy tile is located on Route 9, I would rather wait until I visited Route 9 in order to be able to, you know, do that side quest in one sitting. Well, maybe not in one sitting, but that I wouldn't have to constantly reset the game, because the area that was chosen is in a place that you can't access yet for some reason. So yeah, once I get that 10th call and give Yancy her X-transceiver back, I'm going to put that side quest on ice for a little while, at least until I reach Route 9. Just so you know, fair warning, in case you're wondering, well, why aren't you doing the Yancy side quest? Not that it really matters, because you can't really reap the rewards until the post-game anyway, but I just think it's only appropriate to give you a fair warning, you know, that I'm going to wait a little while until I go ahead and continue that side quest. Now, as far as I know, this is the last trainer we can fight in Route 14 for the time being, which is important because we're coming up on the toll booth that leads to the White Forest, and it's rather infamous for a reason that I'm going to show you right after I read that sign. Trainer tips, 24 boxes, don't really care either way. So yeah, you head over to this toll booth, and of course the way is blocked because the White Forest is a post-game area, but look at what they did to block the way. It's just a row of guys dancing. What the fuck, Game Freak? What the fucking fuck? I mean, sure, I know there are roadblocks all over the place because this is the second game that takes place in the region, and they want to make you go through a different path throughout the game, so they gotta have roadblocks everywhere. But did they really run out of ideas so badly that they would resort to a row of guys dancing? Really? Anyway, I'm gonna heal myself and get a few more medals apparently, and I would just I'm gonna come back to that subject in just a moment, because there's something that I want to check. So let's see what Mr. Metal has for us. Great customer for what? I don't know. Subway low gear for going in the Battle Subway. Multi Express for beating the multi line. This is the one I used for giving Mian Shao its wide lens. By the way, it was the suggestion of one of you guys, but personally, after doing it, I think doing it in singles would have probably been a better idea. That's just my opinion, though. And now we're going to check out Undelabe. I put Lapras in the lead because of the combination of Water Absorb and Thunder. I really wonder if we're going to see some Pokemon do a rain dance in my face. That would be absolutely hilarious because it kept happening over and over in my practice run. So, yeah, about that roadblock. Just let me count those that prevent you from going to post-game areas, at least. There's one on Sky Arrow Bridge. I think it was a test to see how much the bridge could support. There's also another one near the Marvelous Bridge. I don't remember the reason for that one. Then there was one over at Twist Mountain because there was a cave-in. Then there was the row of guys dancing. Then there's another one over at the Two Blind Bridge for, I don't know, maybe it was the test that I mentioned for Sky Arrow Bridge was for Two Blind Bridge instead. I don't really remember, because, you know, why does Unova have to have so many freaking bridges? that gets confusing after a while. But anyway, by far and away, the dumbest is the row of guys dancing. I mean, at least the others had fairly legitimate reasons. But a row of guys dancing? Can't you just go dance somewhere else? Like, there's this huge open area right next to the goddamn building, and you're not gonna go and dance there? Instead you're gonna go and dance in the toll booth where it's all cramped and crap? Really? And that's not all either. There are also roadblocks that prevent you from advancing until you've obtained certain badges. The most recent one that I've seen was that janitor in the marine tube that prevents you from going to Humilau because he's cleaning, which is pretty dang bullshit, because it's the main way of getting from Humilau to Undella and back to start with. So why would a janitor cleaning block all the traffic between two cities? I mean, seriously? That's the best you can come up with? Of course, it's not as downright silly as a row of guys dancing, but still. Speaking of getting to Humilau, there's an alternate route, which is also blocked by this asshole. So if you want past here, you have to defeat me. Unfortunately, if I remember, we cannot do so right now. We're as sturdy as rock. A way to remind me of that annoying ability of your rock and rollas. And yeah, we can't go through there right now. We can only do so once we have beaten Drayden, I believe. Or either that, or you have to ambush him from behind once you've gotten to Humilau from the marine tube. But still, as for other roadblocks, there was the row of Crustles on Route 4 that were awakened by a Colress after you beat Berg. There was that hiker who prevented you from passing and moving on to Burbank City until you had beaten Sharon. That one was pretty stupid, too. I mean, why would a hiker be so desperate to block my path? I know that it's kind of the game's way to send me to Bob Ranch and then to Sharon's gym before moving on to Burbank, but still, that's kind of that's borderline. I'll say that much. It's not nearly as silly as the row of guys dancing, that's for sure. And to think, and I've mentioned this in passing before, and here I wanted one more roadblock in Hard Gold and Soul Silver to prevent you from going straight to Mahogany after reaching Ekritik City, just, so that the level curve could be a little bit more appropriate around the Mahogany area, instead of still facing, like, level 19 Pokemon that belong to trainers after the 6th gym. That was just absolutely horrible. No excuse for that. They should have put that roadblock there, but considering the kind of roadblocks that they gave us in this game, suddenly I think it was a pretty good idea to give you the chance to go straight to Mahogany, even if it screws up the level curve progression something awful. And yes, you just heard me go on a rant about roadblocks. If this isn't proof that I can babble on and on about absolutely anything, then I don't know what is. Anyway, there's no way I'm going to top that, so I'm just going to call it a day here. Next time, it's going to be summertime in this game as we head into the month of October. So we're going to go back to Undella and check what's happened now that there are a lot of people in that place.